Hi. Hi. I'm Caleb. This is apparently my podcast. Never wanted to have a podcast or thought I would have one, but I was running low on goals to set this year. So I figured I'll throw this on there. Start a podcast, see if I can record 21 episodes, be in the top 1% of podcasters, and go from there. Maybe it'll stick. Who knows? I don't have any outline for this episode. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. I have no idea what this is for. And I don't even have a name for the podcast nor what the podcast will be about. But I can say that it might get interesting. And I can certainly say that I will say words. So, without further ado, let me introduce myself. Because that's all I have written down is introduce self. It's exactly what it says on my notes. I'm Caleb. I'm 22. I live in Florida. I sell real estate, both commercial and residential. I'm studying for my Series finance licenses, so the Series 7 and the 66. I currently have an SIE, so I have 2 more to go before I can be a licensed financial advisor. I own 2 online businesses, one of which I am currently in the process of selling, hoping to close by the end of February. It'll be my first exit of a company. And no, it's not an Uber exit. It's not the next unicorn, but it is an exit of a company, which was on my bucket list, like a life bucket list. So crossing that off early was much, much earlier than I expected, much smaller than I expected for the first time, but that's how it goes. That was an affiliate marketing website. Next to that, I have an e-commerce company. So I build brands and sell them on Amazon, and then you can sell them to private equity companies, or you can keep them and continue selling the brand. I said real estate. I love real estate. I've always wanted to be in real estate, but I do not think it could be my full-time job. I think I would get bored of it. And that's it. I'm currently in the process of cleansing out my projects because I acknowledge that I have too many going. I read a quote from somebody and wish I had it handy so I could get it exact, but it was along the lines of, it's arrogant to think that you can be better at somebody who spends all their time doing something while you're doing multiple things. So that kind of kicked me in the gut, and I was like, wow, I am going to continue building mediocre things that are fine and great and are good enough, but you'll never do anything great if your focus is spread so thin. And I kind of fell into the trap because I saw the thing that said, the IRS released a study that said 90% of millionaires have 7 streams of income. So I was like, well, shoot, I need to build 7 businesses as fast as I can. But I found pretty quickly, it took me maybe 12 to 18 months to realize that it is much easier to build one business that does $5,000 to $10,000 a month than it is to build 7 businesses that do $1,000 a month. You'll usually plateau around $100 a month, which even if you have 7 of, is still only $700 a month, which is not enough to live, not in today's world or in Florida. So I fell into that trap for about 12 months, and I spent a lot of time building small projects that I'm not going to call successful, but they worked. They didn't work great, but they made money, just not a lot of it. So now, starting in 2024, I am getting rid of projects that are not doing well, hence selling the website. And it did do well. It did well enough, but e-commerce is doing better, so the website gets the bucket. When it comes to finance, the reason I'm still doing that is it has been on my bucket list since I was like 16 years old. If I'm being completely honest, I watched The Wolf of Wall Street at way too young of an age and decided I wanted to work on Wall Street. I don't want to anymore. But ever since then, it's been on my bucket list to have my Series 7 and my 66 to give financial advice legally. I think that I can provide a lot of simple but useful knowledge, and to be able to do that legally has always been a dream of mine. So I'll get those licenses. Whether or not I work in the finance industry, unknown. Probably not, but maybe. Things change all the time. So we'll see where that goes. But other than that, now here I am. I plan on doubling down on e-commerce and real estate over the next however many years it takes to build something meaningful. And I want to document my journey the best I can. Thing that everybody says is they wish they would have. I also wish that I would have more documentaries to watch. I've watched Buffett documentaries, but they're all from when these people were older. So Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger doesn't really have one. You have a few from other entrepreneurs, but nothing really from start to finish. And that's what I think will be awesome in the next 100 years in today's day and age, because we have the technology to do it relatively simply. So that is one arm of what this might be if the podcast sticks. So we'll see. Other than that, I got nothing. That's all I got. I introduced myself. That's who I am. Like I said, I live in Florida. I have a dog. I have a pretty normal life. I have an awesome girlfriend. I live in the best city there is to live in. And that's it. We go out on the boat a lot. We spend time on the beach, and I work. That's my life. I'm in the middle of 75 hard right now. I'm about 30 days in. I'll be done. We have a Grand Prix that comes to St. Pete once a year, and I'll be done right before that. So I will drink a lot of wine there. It's another thing about me. I love wine. So I might make wine content. I think that would be enjoyable. I think it'd be a ton of fun. Yeah, that's who I am. 6.5 minutes in. It's probably not long enough for a podcast, huh? But I traveled my whole childhood growing up. I lived in 41 states, and I went to 16 different schools, including high school, 17 including college. I stopped traveling my freshman year of high school, and I went to one high school. Then I moved with my best friend to Arizona to go to college. Then I moved from there to here. In between, my girlfriend and I, we built a camper van. That has been a ton of fun. We love van life. We are not full-timers, but we do enjoy it a lot. Yeah. I think that probably contributes to why I am so content staying in St. Pete is I feel like I've traveled enough. I've lived enough. I still love traveling. I'm always going to travel. But as far as moving my life, uprooting my life and moving it, I've done it enough times to be able to be confident in saying I will stay in St. Pete forever. So I'm happy to have landed here. So this podcast, we'll talk about finance, because I enjoy it, real estate, online business, entrepreneurship, wine, and maybe books. I love books. I'm in the middle of how to win friends and influence people. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this. And if you don't, who knows? Maybe I'll only make 21 of them. But if you do enjoy it, maybe I'll keep going. I would like to.